Hi there, my name is Zazie and you're welcome to my channel. In this channel, in this video rather, I will be showing you the analysis I did on 3 trades. So generally what I do in my channel is that I show you analysis of every trade that I have taken that brought about good results. And also sometimes I'd analyze the market ahead of time so you could probably pick out 1 or 2 things from it and also use it in your personal trade. Right. So what makes this video really special today is the fact that I will be analyzing 3 interesting currency pairs, and I held these 3 trades for a long period of time. The three pairs are currently on my screen. We've got the USDCAD that I held for about 15 days. Yeah, just to be sure, 15 days. We've got the AUDUSD that I held for about 13 days, and then we've got GBPAUD that I held for 9 days. Now, the analysis to these trades were pretty simple. I do not trade with indicators at all. I interpret the chart in its naked form, so I can literally look at any market and analyze any chart and just trade based on what the candlesticks tell me. So I will be showing you the simple analysis that I did on these trades and how we were able to reach desired targets. So if you look at the chart right here, you notice that I already have my coordinates lined up. So my red line indicates my stop loss area. My black line right here shows my entry position, while my green line shows my take profits. And as you can see, price did hit take profits after my entry. Right, price almost at some point came towards my stop loss, but that didn't happen, and then eventually price hits take profits. On the other one, I also have the same coordinate sets. So you can see my entry position here, my stop loss here, and my take profit area right there. So the other one, USDCAD, we've got the same thing. We have my entry position right here, my stop loss right here, and my take profit area at this point. So I'll be showing you the analysis that I did on all of these trades so that you can grab 1 or 2 things from it. Right, so I'm going to start with GBPAUD first because this was pretty much like the simplest. Well, I don't really know which one was really simple, to be honest, because they were all very simple, and I had massive confidence in these trades, to be honest. So if you look at this chart right now, my analysis on this particular trade was based on the H4 time frame alone. I didn't switch time frames. I didn't want to check a higher time frame. I also did not want to go to the H1 time frame because it's like my least favorite time frame, to be honest. But this H4 time frame is actually my favorite time frame to trade with, to analyze with, and it just gives me some really, really amazing results. So right here I have everything set, so I'm just going to run through it quickly so you can see and understand the concept of this market. Firstly, let me try and connect something. I see something here which I don't know. Oh my god, looking at this market right now, it seems like a lot of things actually aligned with my position. So I took a buy position on this trade. It was a bullish move, right? So let me just take this off. This is a bigger trend line and a bigger time frame. I'll just take that off. Right. So looking at the market right now, what's brought about my entry at this level was a very simple analysis. I did a couple analysis, not a couple, just something small, right? I had my trend line drawn here. So there was a valid downtrend drawn right here. I could have also somewhat connected another trend line, which was what I did just right now, though I didn't do it previously. But if looking at it right now, you see that there was an overall uptrend, which was valid, right, and has never been broken. Price has ultimately been respecting it all this time. But what I did on this chart, or what I analyzed, what I looked at, what I saw was, this was my previous downtrend here, right? And at this level, I noticed that price was playing around this area. Before I took a trade on this market, the move hadn't formed for me yet. So I waited for price to play around this area to see what was going to happen. I wanted to see if price was going to break out of this area. While price broke out of this trend line, it formed a new demand zone right here, right? So it was a very good breakout and it was solid for me, right? But at that point, I didn't take the trade yet because I saw this new demand zone and I just wanted price to probably just test the demand zone one time, show me that price was going to respect that demand zone as a strong zone, and then just take my trade. So the first thing that happened was the break of this downtrend, which formed the demand zone, which is good. And then when price came into the demand zone, we had a reversal candlestick here, which is a hammer. right? A hammer is a bullish reversal candlestick. You might want to read up on it, or just go Google it to check it out. It's a bullish reversal candlestick, and that's what popped right here. And after the hammer, we had a confirmation candle. If you know me, you know that I am big on confirmation, regardless of what the move is looking like, regardless of the formation of the candlestick or the pattern. I always wait for confirmation before taking my trade, and most of the time, my final confirmation comes from the candlestick that forms within that area, right? So right here we had the hammer forming at this area with the body of the hammer still outside the trend line. Already this trend line has been broken, so it's no longer valid, right? So price gave us a hammer right at this demand zone. Price tried to break out of the demand zone, but the demand zone was still so strong that it held, and there was a reversal to the upside, so it gave us this strong rejection on this candle. So that's how we had the hammer, right? And after the hammer we had a confirmation candle, right, with the bullish candle right here. So this was our confirmation to take that trade. We already had a couple things that had told us the market was going to buy. Firstly, we had a breakout of this downtrend, which was valid and solid, right? We had the hammer, so we even had demand zone forming right at the breakout of the downtrend, showing us that price might likely go bullish, right? And then while the demand zone formed, we had price coming into the demand zone and respecting that demand zone by forming a hammer, right, which is a bullish reversal candlestick. So literally just agreeing with everything that was initially formed in the chart. And then after the hammer formed, we now had our confirmation candle right at the demand zone. So it was a very good entry point for us. So when I saw these, I knew that nothing was going to stop it anymore. I was very confident in the trade. I knew that even if I had taken the trade and for some reason price chooses to hit my stop loss or does not go in my desired direction, I was ready for that, right? But I took the trade and then I sent out the signal, the stop loss right here and the take profit right here, and price eventually hits take profit after 13 days. So this gave me 244 pips. It was a very interesting, sorry, this is GBPAUD. I'm mixing it up, I'm so sorry. This gave me 169 pips, and this was a trade that I held for 9 days. So this gave me 169 pips, right, from my entry position right to my take profit area. 169 pips was what I made from this trade, and it was amazing, right? If you also notice, at some point when this trade was forming, there was a time that price did go into profits, and price came back to the point where it almost hit our stop loss, but that didn't happen because it was still within the trend, and market went back up and just kept on buying until take profit was hit. Now, one very interesting thing about this trading, this manner of trading that I do, swing trading, having to hold trade for a long period of time, is the fact that you are not distracted by the noises in the smaller time frames. So all of these things that have been happening where price has been somewhat consolidating around this area, people trading with smaller time frames will look at this and will start, getting scared and start changing their price direction and start changing the movement, because what they are seeing in the smaller time frame is price moving in various directions. But if you're trading with higher time frame, you are only able to see one direction, right? And when you take your trade, regardless of the fact that price might be playing around the stop loss, you still have that confidence that the market will go in the desired direction, right? And that was what I did. I know a couple times where some people buzzed me and they were like, yo, we got into profit before, but now it seems like it's about to hit stop loss. And I'm like, just relax, okay? I mean, I sent the signal, I was confident, so I wasn't scared or anything. But of course, I know that a lot of people that are not used to this style of trading would feel some sort of way, especially given that price did go into profit before and it seems like it's going back into the stop loss area. So it was crazy, right? But I tried as much as possible to calm them down, and eventually when they did see that price went back into profit and then finally hit our take profits, they were so happy and satisfied. So that's the joy that swing trading brings. It helps you to stay confident in your trade, especially when your analysis has been based on pure confirmation. So this was a very simple analysis. I didn't do anything extra. I didn't introduce any indicator to this chart. I just analyzed it in its naked form and it gave me what I wanted in 9 days. And throughout that period, I wasn't even trading anything else, to be honest, because I just saw the move and I was happy with what was going on. Plus, I had other things that I was doing with my time. So while the trade was running, I was, doing other stuff, and ultimately, eventually, my take profit was hit and I made some good money from that one. So that's that about GBPAUD. So let's move on to AUDUSD, which was the one that we actually got 244 pips and we held for 13 days. Right. So this was a very sweet trade. It was a very amazing, interesting trade. I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to understand why I saw this market, and it was I was confident in the sell because I knew that it was going to give me some nice moves. All right. So if you look at this market right now, at this level here, we can see the price is at a resistance zone, right? I'm not going to try to zoom in so much. So if we look at the market right here, we could see here the price was at a resistance zone, right? My first entry position at this resistance zone, I also saw sort of like an extended double top, right? I say it's extended because just a little bit, because the distance from here to here, they're not at the same level, right? But it's still a double top formation, right? And at this double top area, we could see here where I set my neckline, which was also a demand zone that got broken, right? So when this demand zone got broken, I saw the way the candlestick formed. At this area here, we had a reversal candlestick pattern, which is the tweezer top. If you don't know about the tweezer top, you might want to go check it out. But one of these days, I'll make like videos on reversal candlesticks and things, because they are very important. They are major things that I use in my analysis, especially for confirmation, right? So in this analysis here, we had price at resistance. We had a tweezer top formation right here. We also had price giving us a demand zone, and right at this demand zone, we also had a situation where price sort of formed a watch zone, almost looking like a supply zone, but a watch zone, and that zone broke out of this demand zone right here, right? So when this demand zone got broken, so almost like the neckline got broken, right? And at this neckline, at the break of the neckline, we also see what's this doji called? A dragonfly, sorry, a gravestone doji right here, a gravestone doji right here, gravestone doji candlestick breaking out of this demand zone, breaking out of the neckline. Before the gravestone even formed, we already had the bearish candle that did the break previously, right? So that was cool. That looked like a good move, right? With the previous candlestick that have given me signs already. So all these extra things are just like confirmation. We have the tweezer top pattern that formed. We had the demand zone that was broken. We had the breakout happened with the close of the candle just right outside of the zone. So it was somewhat solid, right? When that breakout happened, price came back with this. It tried to retest at this level. The retest wasn't so obvious, but it tried to retest at this level and eventually formed a dragon for a gravestone doji candlestick for us, which is a bearish sign, right? One would wait for extra confirmation by probably waiting for the next candlestick after the gravestone doji to form before getting into the trade, which will be very valid and would even give you more reason to take that sell, right? But I did take my entry from this level here because when the breakout happened and I saw this little somewhat like a retest thing happening at this level, I took the trade, right? And then I set my stop loss right above the second top because I had confidence that price would not get up to this level, right? So at the end of the day, I took the trade and I waited for good 13 days before price eventually hit my take profits. And of course, I closed the trade with 244 pips. So that was a very easy analysis. I didn't really do so much. I didn't really play with the trend of the market. I didn't draw any trend line in this chart. This one is probably from like an analysis that was done previously. I didn't do any trend lines in this market. I just basically used chart patterns and candlesticks, right? So you can always interchange it depending on what the data that the market is feeding you with. You can choose the analysis to take that will be best suited for that particular market situation. So that's that on AUDUSD. Very simple analysis. No indicators introduced. I repeat, no indicators introduced. I do not trade with indicators. I do not mess with indicators. I don't teach people how to use indicators. Maybe in my mentorship program, I do show you one or two indicators just so you know what indicators are about. But none of my analysis are based on indicators. My students do not use indicators to trade, and it's been going so well so far. Right, so let's quickly check out the last one, USDCAD. This is also like one of the simplest, to be honest, right? So I'll just move this right here a bit. Right, so in this trade, I got 179 pips. And this was the trade that I held for 15 days, if I'm not mistaken. Just to be sure, let me just check my Twitter. So I post my results every day on Twitter. So you can follow me on Twitter at BobZazi, right? The link to the Twitter is somewhere in my YouTube. So I post the results of my trade every single time. So you can go to my Twitter and go check it out. You see the things that I posted, the results of the trade that I posted. So this USDCAD trade was taken on the 9th of May. Of course, closed out on the 24th, 2 days ago. And I hit 179 pips in profits. Right, so what happened? What did I see in this trade? What was the interesting thing for me? Again, in this chart, I didn't draw any trend lines. I just highlighted some key zones, some key areas for reversals. I traded using the support zone because I saw a very valid support and how price respected and supposed to look at this area right here. So support area right here, a very solid one. The analysis was done purely on the H4 time frame. I didn't switch time frames. Like I said earlier, the H4 time frame is my favorite time frame. It allows me to take trades that can keep me long enough in the market to maximize profits, right? And I do not feel like I am staying too long because ultimately I am making a lot of profit from that trade. And it also keeps me, it helps me to stay short enough to take advantage of other trading opportunities. So like I said, for this one, it took me 2 weeks and a day, so that's like 15 days, and it was a very amazing trade. So what happened in this market was very simple. I highlighted the support zone. I saw the support zone previously, like some weeks before. So the support zone had already been there, and I've had my eyes on it for the longest. So when price came into the support zone, the first thing I saw was this bullish engulfing candlestick right here, which is a bullish reversal candlestick. Reversal candlesticks are very important if you are going to be trading the prices, the chart in its naked form, and if you want to be trading in the market without using indicators, because candlesticks are so important. You need to know what each candlestick represents so you're able to interpret the market, right? So this here is a bullish engulfing candle reversal candlestick pattern, so it tells us the market is going to go up, right? So looking at this bullish engulfing pattern at this support area is a reason to go bullish, right? Because the support area is a very solid area, and this is going to be the first time that the support is being tested. So of course, you know that it's going to be very strong. It's like trying to drive a nail with a hammer through a very hard wall. The moment you hit it one time, it bounces back, right? So that's exactly what happened. Price tried to test support the first time, but you can see that price went back up, right? It was like a rejection. So what happened here was interesting. This bullish engulfing, right? Then we had price going up and then came down again to give us a double bottom. They're not exactly at the same level, but it's a double bottom, and right here we have our neckline. So I'll just pull this up a bit. Yeah. Sorry, let me not move that. That was actually my entry position. Sorry. So but I could do this just to show you another analysis. What's going on? It's not working. Just a minute. Let me just reload this. Alright. So this is USDCAD. Okay. Right. So that worked. So this is a neckline that I put right here. So remember, this was our first support zone that was formed, the bullish engulfing candle. And after the bullish engulfing candle, we had a confirmation candle here with this bullish candle. So one way to have taken that trade was to just take the buy after price respected the support zone, give us a reversal candlestick formation, which is the second reason to buy. And then the third reason to buy is a confirmation candle right here. So we already have confluence, right? So we have a reason to take a trade and just leave it. So we could have taken our buy from here with our stop loss right below this reversal candlestick, which is still at the point where I set my stop loss, right? And allow price to buy, say, up to this level right here. Because this is also a very significant point where reversal would have likely occurred, right? And it would have been a very good, reason to take that trade. Well, that wasn't what I did, because when this initially happened, maybe I missed it, maybe I didn't, but I didn't take the trade at that point. So price went up and then came back down to give us what looks like a double bottom. Don't know at the same level, but it looks like a double bottom. It has the same, we have a neckline out of it, right? And so the moment price broke out of this neckline, right, with this candlestick right here, this one that seemed very solid, right? it gave me a reason. So before that happened, I could see something that looks like a tweezer bottom at this level here. So everything I did on this particular chart was purely based on the candlesticks and the support zone only, right? Just the support zone and then the candlesticks. I watched the candlesticks form. I analyzed the market based on the formation of the candlesticks, and that's within that support zone. I tried to see how the candlesticks were working out around that support zone, and the behavior of the candlesticks made me understand when it was time to actually take that buy. So price showed me a lot of positive bullish moves around the support zone, especially after forming this double bottom area right here and giving us that breakout, right? So when that happened, I knew that we were good to go for a buy. Right here, I can see we have a demand zone that might be tested or might not, but it's good to just have that there. So as long as price hasn't broken out of the zone, it is still a very valid zone, right? So I just saw how price reacted in this area. I knew that this support zone was very solid based on what was going on around here, and I knew that was a very good opportunity for us to take that buy. So that's that about the video. That's that about the analysis on the three currency pairs, so the USDCAD, AUDUSD, and GBPAUD. I know you learned something from this video, especially you that, you know, especially if you don't use pure price action, and if you are one of those who rely on trading indicators. It's not bad, to be honest. It's not a bad thing at all. But if you are new to price action trading, I'm pretty sure that you learned one or two things from this video. It's very, very easy to trade using just the candlesticks without introducing indicators in the charts. I'm seeing something interesting here again. This is like an added confirmation that, you know, price is just going to keep going up. So from this level, we would have probably had another entry. This was my take profit area here, and if I had my eyes on this chart, I didn't have my eyes on the chart because after I took the trade, I allowed price to just do its thing until my take profit was hit, right? But if I had my eyes on this chart, I would have taken another entry from this breakout right here, because it broke out of the downtrend, right? And of course, you know that, you know, a breakout in the trend will likely mean a change in trend direction. So I would have taken a trade right here, maybe moved my TP to say somewhere around this level here, right? And hoping that price will get there. Something that might likely also happen is maybe price will just test this demand zone, right? Which is what has been done actually, and then keep going up. So, but if it breaks out of the demand zone, well, that's really another story, right? So that's what I've probably done, but I didn't do that. I didn't catch the markets at that time because I was busy with other things while I let the trade run. But it's still a good opportunity. I'm judging from what's going on right here. Price might give us another reason to take that buy. But I'm not in a rush. I'm actually very eager to see how the market plays out. I would actually just leave my demand zone here again to see, not necessarily a demand zone, somewhat like a watch zone, right? To see how price reacts around this area, right? And then when that happens, I would know what to do further. So I thought about making a video explaining to you the concept of trend lines. I noticed that a lot of people do not actually understand the concept of trend lines, and I am generous enough to actually make a video to explain that concept. I was taking a class with one of my students the other day, teaching my students trend lines, and I saw an example of a particular chart that explained a very interesting and easy trend line concept that would help you remember trend lines even in your sleep. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel right now, please do well to subscribe, turn on the post notifications so that when I do make that video, you'll be the first to get notified, and you'd watch it and you'd use it and you'd make some big bucks from it. Right, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, drop a like, drop a comment, tell me what you feel. If you want me to check out any charts, right, drop the chart in the comment section. I will check it out. We might probably do a video on it and I'll post it. So just do well to drop something, right, so we can communicate, right? You can also reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. The links are around the video or around my channel somehow, so you can click on the link and connect with me. just a DM away. Feel free to send me a DM. We could talk about charts and things like that. Also, if you haven't joined my free signal channel, if you haven't joined my free signal channel, just click on the link in the description. The link to my free signal channel is in the description. So just click on it and you can join in folks that are taking free signals on my channel. There's a trade that's currently running now, I think USDCHF. I took that trade and I'm just waiting to see when it hits TB, and I'm going to make a video on it. I sent it out on the free channel as well. It's not too late to also join in because that trade is going to be a long trade. I did announce that the trade is going to be a really, really long trade. So if you haven't joined my free signal channel, please join so you can also benefit from other folks that are enjoying free signals and making good profit from it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again sometime soon.